Armed with unwavering moral clarity and dedication to nonviolent resistance, a courageous confrontation of evil by the power of love, King went to battle against the segregation laws and institutionalized racism that had replaced slavery as African Americans' daily lived experience. Over the 13 years of his short life that he devoted to the cause, King walked a fine line, maintaining his laser focus on civil rights, even as he was emboldened to speak out against the Vietnam War and raise his voice to demand jobs, fair wages, and educational opportunities for the nation's poor. It was on this playing field, fighting for American equality, that King's story met that of Robert F. Kennedy, a hard-nosed lawyer and prosecutor who, over the course of the tumultuous 1960s, opened his heart and soul fully to the plight of Americans oppressed by poverty and discrimination. Just 4 years older than King, Bobby Kennedy came from one of America's wealthiest families and had enjoyed the ultimate insider experience, helping his older brother rise to the Senate, serving as a Senate counsel, then managing his brother's winning campaign for the White House. Appointed Attorney General in the new administration, he underwent a rapid education in the realities of segregated America, quickly turning his deeply held sense of moral justice to the fight for equality. Despite their sometimes tense relationship, King himself sensed Bobby's potential as an ally, telling confidants soon after the Kennedys entered office, "Somewhere in this man sits good. Our task is to find his moral center and win him to our cause." Over the next 7 years, as King staged the campaigns that would move the civil rights struggle to the center of the national consciousness, Bobby Kennedy staged his own parallel crusade, not just for a change in America's discriminatory racial laws, but for a wholesale redemption of the nation's soul. For Bobby Kennedy, the causes of racial equality and social justice became the concerns that propelled his public life, both as Attorney General and then, after his brother's assassination, as a senator and 1968 presidential candidate. Scathingly criticized by fellow Democrats for his relatively low-key opposition to the Vietnam War, against which he eventually took a strong stand, he was best known during these years for speaking out on behalf of those unable to participate fully in American life. His full-tilt travels into the underbelly of the American dream exposed him to the impoverished, desolate lives of grape pickers and day laborers, seasonal workers, and the down-and-out. Just as Martin was spiritually motivated by Gandhi and Christ, Bobby took inspiration from St. Francis of Assisi, the Catholic saint who venerated nature and preached compassion for the vulnerable, the poor, and the downtrodden. As a senator and presidential candidate, Bobby took the side of those seeking safe, low-income housing, of rural Americans who were starving in the richest country on earth, of African Americans struggling for basic rights and equal opportunities, of Hispanic Americans who often lived as an invisible underclass, and of others who simply lived on the wrong side of the tracks or out of the mainstream. Both Bobby and Dr. King, each from his own direction, were completely dedicated to smashing Jim Crow, showing a strength of purpose that made them the most relentless civil rights leaders of the Freedom Decade. Americans sensed that both men were grappling with a question at the core of the nation's sensibility, if not its soul. For whom does America exist? Is it for everyone, or only for those privileged by race, religion, ethnicity, or some other artificial signifier? That the cause of equality has progressed in the half-century since their deaths would no doubt please Dr. King and Senator Kennedy. But at the same time, neither would be surprised that race and equality remain uniquely divisive issues in 21st century America, nor that rising income inequality has created a yawning chasm between the haves and have-nots. Coming to prominence at a time of rapid transformation in the media landscape, King and Kennedy were adept at exploiting both word and image. King was one